Call of Juarez. Nächstes Kapitel. Letztes Kapitel haben wir einen Indianer gejagt. Das war sehr, sehr, sehr cool.
It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
The Dalton Brothers. Episode 6.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Das ist schon ziemlich geil, dass sie da so historische Figuren mit reingenommen haben.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street.
Mann, jetzt ist der Ranger weg.
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown. You got what's wrong with him?
Ich habe zweimal gegen das Geländer geschossen. Wie viel Glück kann man haben? Ja. In der Nähe liegt immer ein Nugget. Wo ist das goddamn Nugget, Brother? Was konnte ich jetzt hier aufsammeln? Wieder Ranger? Hat doch gerade geklingelt wegen dem Nugget. Ding, 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 ding. Aufspringen? Nee, ne? Okay, dann ist es wahrscheinlich eine Tür weiter oder so.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity. But everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boy.
Oh ja. Ich liebe es ja. Es wird etwas erzählt und jemand sagt, nee, das war ganz anders. Und dann wird es nochmal erzählt, nur anders. Finde ich total nice.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had him dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. They met an adversary that day who had no fear and offered them no quarter. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. You just gotta wait for something to get you out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
So, wie komme ich denn jetzt vom Dach runter?
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Ah, plötzlich kommt dann eine Leiter runter.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
but he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Erstmal gucken wir nach dem Nugget.
From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there.
Du verlässt den Bereich der Geschichte. Ja, okay, da ist eine Munitionskiste, aber ich verlasse den Bereich der Geschichte. Das ist natürlich unfortunate.
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It's brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! I'm gonna make you pay. You can't hide from me.
You can't hide from me. Die Shotgun drückt auch gut, ey.
Kill you dead.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, das Nugget habe ich aber gehört.
Over there.
Bam, a goodbye, brother.
That's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
Und ah, schade.
Blam! Blam! Came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Wenn wir schon gegen die Daltons kämpfen, dann müssen wir auf jeden Fall, glaube ich, ein bisschen... Oh, mal so. Wie das damit?
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Und nochmal.
It was early evening, not high
Ach
noon.
man, wie geil, ey.
I was late to the party and Coffeeville was already up in arms. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Oh, jetzt ein Duell gegen alle drei? Das wäre
I've
auch
been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Muss ich jetzt wieder in die Bank rein? Wahrscheinlich, ne? Da hinten rum? Dann den
those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I
Jetzt
caught
kannst du
sight
hier
of the
vorbei
Daltons
und
running
kannst
with the
du
money and didn't want to lose it. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. To top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Immer so witzig, ja, durch manches Holz kannst du durchschießen und durch anderes wieder nicht. Strange. Hallo? Wir gehen auf jeden Fall erstmal hoch. Okay. Haus gesäubert. Oh, hängt immer noch dieser Prius im Hals.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work. It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Gott. Schnell weg! Lauf!
It's hog killing time.
Au.
I'm gonna tear you apart.
Der verliert überhaupt kein Leben mehr.
Is that all you got? I'm gonna send you to the bone.
So.
But Emmett
Feierabend.
Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Okay. Ist er jetzt tot oder nicht? Manchmal enden die Kapitel so ein bisschen undurchsichtig, irgendwie so strange.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
Ja. Und hier rote Fahne.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Smart, smart. But I also kept an eye on these goddamn nuggets, boy.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color. Red as
Oh,
blood.
Alter. Ah, ja. The maple trees.
The rains that year were
Diese
torrential.
Mission ist hier weg.
So the whole area was
Das
flooded.
ist auch cool.
The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Bury them in the spot. Plant them where they stand.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
Der Pfeil ist ja auch gut.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet. But I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Oh, riffraff. Oh, Dynamit! Ah, das mit diesen Teilen ist ja sicko.
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack.
Neuer Level. Schnelles Nachladen Revolver oder höhere Munition? Nö, nachladen. Immer noch kein einziges Nugget gefunden, wa?
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes.
Ah,
I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Er ist immer so ein Lucky Boy, dass plötzlich immer irgendwas vor ihm auftaucht.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze,
boy.
and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon... Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Warum denn jetzt Indianer?
They were Indians. No.
No.
I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Also das Leveldesign hier ist schon sehr, sehr cool, ne? Dass sie auch gleich von vornherein gesagt haben, hier Checkpoints geht nicht, weil es neblig ist und so.
Stop that, son,
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Boah, geile Musik. Was? Kein Kopfschuss? Also dieses Dynamit-Perk nenne ich es jetzt mal, das ist ja wohl der Hammo. Der Hammo. Haben mir einfach eine Luke reingebaut, die Schweine. Aber guck mal hier, clean shot, brother. Hier muss jetzt mal ein Nugget drin sein. Oder vielleicht... Das habe ich gehört. Wer schießt da? Oh, Glück gehabt.
Those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Ups, ein bisschen zu nah dran. Hier vielleicht ein Nugget. Auch wieder nur Munition und Dynamite. Okay.
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps? Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Lass mich raten, Indianer. Au. Bist du ein Schwein, Freund? Na komm, da komme ich doch irgendwie rein. For sure. Aha, ich hab's gehört. Wo ist mein Nugget? Wo ist mein Nugget? Maybe up top? Yeah. First floor, brother. Bing!
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Noch ein Nugget. Up top, first floor, brother. Wobei, ich glaube, ich nehme lieber den Angriff. Ist doch ein bisschen präziser.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Nice. Yeah, you know you can't beat me. Boom. Seems like I came, boy.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top
Junge, ich
deck,
hätte fast ins
pointing
Gesicht
me
geschossen.
directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit.
Nugget?
It turned out that they had me.
Take him out! I'm sending you to hell!
The Daltons had played me like a
After
fiddle.
all this,
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a
It
challenge.
was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Yeah, but I was in
About
fight.
that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
We're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God.
But getting back to that steamboat, How'd you get off it, Mr. Green?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection
nice.
might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Oh mein Gott, 23er Combo.
Weren't about to come at me one at a time.
34er
They were in
Combo.
this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side. They got it wrong.
Yeah.
A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day.
Ah, ja.
And the tragic death of his two brothers.
His two brothers. Mit dieser unendlich krassen Combo und einem nicen Finale. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Die Folge ist vorbei. Wir sehen uns. Verzeihung. In der nächsten Folge. Auf Wiedersehen.